Hey friends, Tom Wiley here, and today I'm going to show you how to tighten an alternator belt using a ratchet strap. A very messy ratchet strap. Behind me is our plow truck. I need to tighten the alternator belt on it. It keeps squealing, you know, when you start a vehicle and it makes that high-pitched squealing sound. This truck has been making that sound and it just won't go away. In other words, I haven't gotten around to tightening the belt. The reason I wasn't getting around to it is I was actually saving this project so that I could show you how to do it way easier than what's normally done. Forgive me for not setting up a tripod and proper lighting and microphone. I've been saving this to record for you, but I have to get it done now because this is the amount of snow we have right now, and it just keeps coming. You can't see it a whole lot. Well, if you look at the light, there's the snow coming down. So I've got to clear this snow up, and this is the plow truck. So I've got to use it tonight, and it's been squealing worse and worse and worse. So got to take care of it now. So I'm just gonna briefly tell you what's gonna happen, and then I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna show you what I did. So basically, how you normally tighten an alternator is, see that bolt on the front? There's a slot right there that bolt, you know, if you loosen that bolt and loosen the pivot bolt, this whole thing swings. The alternator rocks out like this, and that's what tightens the belt. And then you tighten that bolt in that slot and it locks it in that position. Normally, you are told to loosen that bolt, loosen the pivot bolt, and then you like wedge a long, like a pry bar or a wrench or something in between the alternator and something else, and then you pry down on it, simultaneously checking the belt tension, simultaneously getting ready to tighten the bolt. It's really kind of difficult, and it's hard to get it tight enough because you're really having to reef on this lever. Often there's not a whole lot of room. In this truck, it's not a problem because there's goobers of room in here. Goobers of room. There's a lot of room in here. I could put a long crowbar on there and I'd be fine. But that's not often the case. It's usually pretty tight quarters. The trick I came up with was basically use a ratchet strap, hook part of it onto the alternator or wrap it around the alternator. Be careful not to hook it on electrical connections or the belt or the fan or the wire or anything fragile. Don't hook it on anything fragile, please. Actually, a great situation would be hook it right here on the pivot bolt housing, basically this tube. Hook it there, wrap it around all the way around the backside and come in here, come this way, and then the ratcheting end, hook it down here on the frame rail. You could go to an engine part or something. Do not hook it to a fuel line or a wire or anything like that, or the fuel pump. Don't damage your engine or anything in your engine compartment. You could possibly come out here to the body, but this is a lot thinner metal, so I wouldn't want to bend that. There's a perfectly good frame rail right there with holes in it. So I'm going to go to that. So basically, wrap around the alternator, go to something very solid that's not going to break by putting pressure on it. Make sure the path of the strap is clear and it's not pinching or pushing or damaging anything. And then loosen that bolt, loosen the pivot bolt, and then just crank the ratchet. That'll tighten the belt, then you can do the bolts. So I'm going to now do what I just said, and then I'll show you midway so you can get a really clear picture of how to do this. And we're back. The ratchet strap is now installed on the alternator. You can see right there, is the hook for the ratchet strap. It goes around the back of the alternator, up through the ratchet body. This is just the excess strap length, just tucked out of the way. And then you have the other hook of the strap. Come on, focus please, thank you. Other end of the strap goes to the frame rail right there. Out of the way of wires and hoses and everything. Nothing's in the way, nothing's getting pinched. Make double sure that as you wrap around the alternator, you're not pinching anything back there. All the wiring is free. It's all good. So Then I went ahead and loosened the tension bolt and the pivot bolt. So now you can actually, if I try to hold the camera still, I move this, you can see relative motion right there. The pivot bolt is moving like that. So it's now loose. So now all I do is, while I'm checking, see right now it's super loose. It loosened when I undid the bolt. But now all I need to do is just crank this and you can see it move. It's getting tighter. That's pretty tight. One trick, at least I learned this in aviation, if you can turn a V-belt 90 degrees, like twisting like that, easily, then it's too loose. There's a good bit of tension on there. I'm not measuring it, I'm just feeling it. That's pretty tight. I'm going to go like one click tighter. Ugh. That's really tight on that strap. Yeah, that's good. It's pretty difficult to twist the belt like that. It's nice and tight. I think we'll call it good there. So I'm going to tighten the tension bolt there. Tighten this one first so that it holds your tension setting. By the way, this is the best ratchet I have ever owned. Chris Barkley, my friend, recommended that I get it. It's a flex head Craftsman 3/8 drive. Really, really like it. It's long, so you get a lot of leverage. It's really easy to get stuff loose or tight. It's easy to break stuff too, so you gotta be careful. But there's the number of it. What is it? 44815. So anyway, I really like that tool. If I can find it on Amazon, I'll throw an affiliate link in the description. Okay, so the tension bolt is tight. And I gotta switch sockets here because, of course, it's a different size, which is kind of crazy. So tighten our pivot bolt there. Okay, so we're good. Now just to release the ratchet strap. So to do that, this release button right here, just squeeze it, depress it towards away from the ratchet body right there. And I wish I had two hands handy, because if I release it like this, forget it. I'm gonna have to show you that later with a tripod. Okay, sorry about that. I needed two hands. I was gonna show you a way to gently release ratchet straps, but another time. So, unhook this other end. See, it was hooked right here. And then just carefully pull it around. Get that out. Okay, now we have a freshly tightened alternator. Both bolts are tight. The belt held its, it's exactly where I left it, nice and tight. So no more squeaks. Okay, so now that project's done, I can get on to the next project, which is plow snow. So if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and comment below. If you have any other ideas or fancy tricks that you use to tighten alternators, or tricks that you use ratchet straps for that matter. Share this video if somebody else would appreciate it that you know. And as always, subscribe if you'd like to see more. I'll catch you later. See the dimensions of the boards I was cutting today? I was cutting OSB to go around a window. Those are the dimensions I needed. There's a handy writing tablet right here. Okay, see you later.